Good morning, students. In the last class, we have discussed the explanation of the answers for the chapter and exercises. So, we have completely completed the revision, and let us discuss some more important questions of tissues chapter that have come in previous CBSE exam. Not board exam, but final CBSE exam will be there. Na? That exam, some questions have come up. Those questions let us discuss. State the location of apical meristem. Where does the apical meristem located? Generally is located in the shoot and root apex. Or which meristem is present at growing tips of stem and roots? Apical meristem is present at the growing tips of stems and roots. Name the fluid matrix of a connective tissue. Connective tissue, there are three types of connective tissues: solid connective tissues, liquid connective tissues, and semi-solid type that. In the liquid connective tissue, the fluid matrix is present. The only liquid connective tissue is blood. In that, the fluid matrix is plasma. Name the tissue present under the skin and arranged in a pattern of layers. Stratified squamous epithelial tissue. Strata means layers. So there are many layers of epithelial tissue is present under the skin to offer more protection from various frictional forces or abrasive conditions. Name the basic packing tissue of plant. Parenchyma is the basic packing tissue of the plant. What are the functions of phloem? Phloem transports food from leaves to other parts of the plant body. Name the tissue which is present in the veins of leaves. In the veins of leaves, vascular tissues are present. In some books, it is given like sclerenchyma. Not alone sclerenchyma. Sclerenchyma is only part. Okay, right? Vascular tissues are present. Name the dead elements of the phloem. Phloem fibers are the dead elements of the phloem. What are the other elements of the phloem? Sieve tubes, companion cells, and phloem parenchyma. These are the live elements, and phloem fibers are the dead elements. Which muscle has spindle-shaped cells? Smooth muscle has spindle-shaped cells. And what about skeletal muscles cells? They are cylindrical in shape. What about this cardiac muscle cells? They are branched in shape. Okay, no correct exact shape, branched in nature. Which biochemicals compose the solid matrix of cartilage? The solid matrix of cartilage that offers flexibility in cartilage is made up of proteins and mineral salts. Wherever more proteins and lipids are there, little flexibility is provided. So proteins and minerals present in the cartilage, they provide flexibility. If it would have been made up of complete of carbohydrates, then it would be, or if it would have been made complete of minerals, then also it would be highly rigid in nature. But cartilage is flexible in nature because of the proteins present in it. And little strength also is there because of the minerals present in it. Both proteins and minerals provide flexibility as well as strength. What is the function of ligament? Ligament is a connective tissue that connects bone to bone. Which body cell provides resistance against infections? White blood cells, which are also called leukocytes. They engulf the foreign microorganisms that enter in the bloodstream. Name the kidney-shaped cells that enclose stomata, guard cells. Explain the basic criteria for classification of permanent tissues in plants. Permanent tissues are divided first into simple permanent and complex permanent tissues based on the type of cells that make up the permanent tissue. Simple permanent tissues are made up of only one type of cells. Okay, means all of the cells are of only one type in simple permanent tissue. Complex permanent tissues are made up of more than one type of cells. More than one type of cells. And simple permanent tissues are divided into three types based on the thickness of their cell walls and the amount of protoplasm present in their cells. And based on the thickness of the cell wall and based on the amount of protoplasm present in their cells, the simple permanent tissues are made up of three types. They are parenchyma, collenchyma and sclerenchyma. In parenchyma, thin cell walls are, the cell wall is evenly having thickness and that thickness is very, very less. And there is dense protoplasm. If there is protoplasm in the cell, then the cell is considered as living cell. Collenchyma cell walls are thickened at corners, means not evenly having thickness. The thickness is not even. At corners, it is more thickness. At remaining areas, it is less thickness. And moderate amount of protoplasm is present in collenchymatous cells. As both parenchymatous cells and collenchymatous cells are having protoplasm in their cells, protoplasm in them, they are considered as living tissues. Sclerenchyma, there is even thickness and the thickness is very dense. Dense even thickness is there in the cell wall and there is no protoplasm, so the sclerenchymatous cells are dead cells and a large vacuole is present in the center of the cell. Okay, so based on the type of cells, the thickness of the cell wall and the amount of protoplasm, okay, simple permanent tissues are divided, right? Next, coming to complex permanent tissues, they are divided into two types based on the function that they carry out. Based on the function that they carry out. Complex permanent tissues are divided into two types based on the function that they carry out. They are xylem and phloem. Xylem is the water conducting tissue that contains both living and dead elements. Phloem also is a transporting tissue which conduct food. Even phloem also contain both living and dead elements. Coming to state the differences between tendon and ligament and what is the function of adipose tissue. Tendon and ligaments both are connective tissues only. Tendon, it connects bone to muscle. It is very strong in nature and less flexible. And ligament, it connects bone to bone and it is less strong but more elastic or more flexible in nature. Tendon is made up of white fibrous connective tissue and ligament is made up of yellow fibrous connective tissue. Coming to adipose tissue. Adipose tissue is made up of adipocytes. These adipocytes store fat. Adipose tissue is present below the skin and it is present between the internal organs. It offers cushioning between the internal organs and it provides insulation, means internal temperature will not be lost to the environment, especially in birds and mammals. Okay, and external cold will not be entering into the body. Thus, adipose tissue provides insulation. And remaining some important questions, let us discuss in the next class. Thank you.